When Mr. Park is asking for the reports, are you done with them? You shifted your gaze from the documents to her. Yeah, I'm done. I'm just cross-checking them. I have prepared them twice, working for hours. I don't want to go through the same shit again. Kylie chuckled, seeing your annoyed expressions. She stepped behind your chair and gently squeezed your shoulders. Come on, bestie, take a chill pill. I'm sure he will accept your ideas this time. I trust your skills. You heaved a loud sigh and tilted your head to meet her eyes. I've never been so annoyed all through my life, Kylie. I just can't understand what our new CEO wants from me. I'm doing my best, giving the most unique ideas, and still, he'll always be like, you can do better, Miss Wyan, better my foot. Kylie laughed as you mocked your strict yet annoying boss. Frustration was evident on your face, and why wouldn't it be? When one had to work on the same thing twice every other day, anyone would be annoyed. It will be fine this time, trust me. Hope so. I swear, Kylie, if he started his baseless analysis and chanted his do better mantra, I'm gonna give him a piece of mind. Or rip his hair. I'll make it bald. Kylie pressed her lips, barely holding herself from laughing out loud. You collected all the papers and pinned them in a file. Blowing out a sigh, you got up from your chair as Kylie stepped aside. Finish this quick. I'm waiting for you here. We'll head home together. Giving her a small smile, you made your way towards the lion's den, aka his cabin. Stepping inside his cabin, you came across the sight of him working on his computer. He was clad in a white shirt with the top two buttons unbuttoned, giving a slight peek of his milky white skin, and had rectangular reading glasses resting upon his nose, giving him an ethereal appearance. You found yourself withdrawn to his beauty. He was a sight to behold, a person who deserved tons of compliments and hours of admiration. The moment didn't last long as Jimin cleared his throat, startling you back to reality. Take a picture, Miss Wyan. It will last longer. You blinked your eyes trying to process his words. Huh? What? He reclined back on his chair, the corner of his lips stretched into a mischievous smirk. You were looking at me as if you crooked your eyebrows, as if, crossing his hands across his working desk, he leaned forward, his smirk widening even more, as if you never want to look away. So I gave you a suggestion, take a picture. Let me pose for you. You mentally rolled your eyes, biting back a sarcastic remark. He was so full of himself. Expected. You murmured under your breath. Mr. Park, if you are done with your self-admiring session, I'd like to present the new ideas for our latest project. So may I? You gave him a sarcastic smile. He let out a breathy chuckle and nodded. Sure, let's see the outcome of your creative brain. You handed over the file to him and took a seat across him as he signaled you to do so. As he indulged in reading the file, you looked around his cabin, occasionally stealing glances at him. Thick silence spread into the cabin, invaded by the occasional sound of flipping of pages. Miss Wyan, you shifted your gaze at him as he called out. You watched as he closed the file and pivoted his entire focus on you. These ideas are no doubt good, but you let out a frustrated sigh. You knew by his expression that he still wasn't satisfied with your ideas. But I expected better from you. Better in what way, Mr. Park? You snapped almost instantly, irritation evident in your tone. You should know that, Miss Wyan. You sighed and got up from your spot. Jimin's gaze followed your every movement. I'm sorry, Mr. Park, but that's not how it works. You always say do better. How could I know what you want? No matter how much I try, you are never satisfied. As the company's leader, I only want the best for it. I aim to take this company to great heights of success. It's not wrong for me to expect my employees to excel because as much as it benefits me, it also benefits all of you. He then proceeded to explain his point. I agree with your point, but you should at least be clear with your vision. You have rejected 5 presentations of mine. I had to prepare all of them from scratch. You are never satisfied with my ideas. You always have complaints. You paused and took a deep breath. Jimin sat there, listening to your complaints calmly. And I don't know how and where I can do better. Miss Wan, my working hours are over, Mr. Park. I'm taking my leave. Saying so, you bowed at him and stormed out of his cabin. He heaved out a loud sigh and ran a reckless hand through his hair. Am I being too much? He mumbled, staring at the door from where you disappeared. As you returned to your working desk, you were greeted by Kylie, who was smiling at you. However, her smile dropped when she noticed your annoyed expressions. Again, you exchanged a glance at her and slumped down on your chair. I need a break. I feel like I'm turning into a machine. Kylie occupied the chair beside you and thought for a moment. Let's go, Ryan. Go where? You looked at her confusingly as she proceeded to pack your bag along with hers. She paused her moments and gave you a small yet devilish smile. To loosen up and enjoy, away from this hectic life. She winked at you and you sat silently, too tired to inquire her. It's kind of fun, you exclaimed, putting the now empty glass of wine on the counter. Kylie gulped her drink and smirked at you. Told you, babes, you can't stay stressed when you have your best friend by your side. She winked at you. Hey, sir, don't stop until we say so. We are here for a good time. She said to the bartender, who immediately served more drinks. Drinks after drinks, you both were pretty wasted within a few minutes. Gosh, everything is spinning, you mumbled in a slurred tone. Tilting your head, you looked at the people dancing on the floor. A sheer desire to sway your body along with the beats and let the exhaustion ooze out through the music arose within. Ignoring your drunk friend, who was now arguing with the bartender for more liquor, you stumbled your way through the crowd and reached the center. Closing your eyes, you let the music seep into your nerves, thereby swaying along the beats. You ran your hands through your disheveled hair, your hips rolled side to side, and your body moved like a skilled dancer. Shame was long gone as alcohol in your system took over your senses. You felt lightheaded. Stress was long forgotten. In that fleeting moment, you felt like yourself again, away from all the quarter life crisis. Amidst all the joy and enjoyment, you felt someone's intense gaze boring at your back. However, you were too drunk to pay any heed to it. Soon after, you felt a presence behind yourself. A masculine hand snaked around your waist, and your back collided with a hard but warm chest. It felt familiar. The touch and the colloquium were known to you. Swirling around in his embrace, your blurry vision met the familiar pair of brown eyes. Well, hello there, Miss Ryan, he murmured, leaning down to your face level. His other hand found its way to your waist and yanked you closer until your front pressed against his chest. You were so close, close to the level that you could feel his heart beating against yours. You blinked your eyes, trying to clear your vision. He leaned even closer until your breath mingled with his. You reeked of alcohol. How much did you drink? He was so close. This closeness only ignited your carnal desires. Your hands traced a path along with his shoulders until they got a hold of his collar. Enough to forget that you are my boss, and you paused and leaned towards his ears. And do something forbidden, you whispered seductively, your lips touching his ear. You felt him sucking a deep breath. His grip around your waist tightened. He pulled back to meet your hazy eyes. You are not in your conscious mind. You cut him off by smashing your lips on his. At that moment, everything seemed to fade away, and kissing him felt right. He tried to hold back, to not give in to the desires which felt tempting in every fucking way. However, your addicting lips and your tight grasp on his collar closed every way out of the unavoidable web. It was like a swamp. with no way out. He discarded every thought from his mind and focused solely on enjoying the moment. He moved his lips against yours, eyes closed by the ecstatic feeling. His hands traced a path along with your back, stopping just above your hips. He pulled you even closer, leaving no room for air to pass through. Your back arched, toes curled by the way his lips skillfully moved against yours. The surroundings faded away along with the blasting music. You and he were in another world. After a long make-out session, you both pulled back. You breathed heavily, trying to regain the air that he sucked out of your lungs. I knew you were good at arguing over business matters, but I must accept you are even better in tongue fights. You giggle and lean your head against his chest. His eyes soften when you nuzzle your face in his chest. He gazed your head and pressed a soft kiss on your hair. Are you okay? You rubbed your face against his cushiony chest and hummed groggily. Shall I take you home? He asked, softly gliding his fingers through your hair. You nodded, clinging onto him as though your life depended on it. He bent down slightly and picked you up in bridal style. You squealed in pure delight and hooked your arms around his neck. Are you going to take me home like this? You want me to? You bobbed your head like a child while he chuckled and carried you towards the exit. As Jim reached the exit, he was stopped by Kylie. She stood in front of him with her arms spread out wide. Hey, you old man, you can't kidnap my friend. Jimin blinked his eyes in disbelief. First, she was calling him an old man. Second, she was swaying in all directions. Excuse me, I'm not kidnapping her. I'm taking her home, and I'm not old. You are, but I won't let you. You need to fight her best friend before coming to her. She thrashed her limbs in air, trying to appear intimidating, but Jimin stepped aside, causing her to lose balance. Ouch! She cried out, lying on the floor, her hair scattered in every direction. She resembled a porcupine. Jimin looked down at you and found you playing with his shirt buttons, ignoring the chaos your bestie was creating. Hold me tight. You tightened your grip around his neck as he instructed. Holding you with one arm, he reached out for his pocket and pulled out his phone. He quickly typed a text to someone and pocketed his phone. Minutes later, Neil, Jimin's assistant, showed up. Sir, you called me? Yeah. Take her home safely. I'm leaving. He pointed at Kylie, who was peacefully sleeping on the floor. Neil looked at where he was pointing and his cheeks reddened almost instantly. He had a huge crush on Kylie and the thought of dropping her home sent tingles down his spine. Okay, sir. Giving an affirmative nod to Neil, Jimin walked out of the club. Sit here silently. Jimin fastened your seatbelt and then took the driver's seat. However, as he was fastening his own seatbelt, his movements halted when you climbed onto his lap. He slowly tilted his head to look at you. His breath hissed when he found your face dangerously close to his. He could smell the alcohol in your breath. Wine, sit at your place. He sucked a deep breath when you nuzzled your face in the nook of his neck and shook your head. Please go back. I can't drive like this. No, it's more comfortable here. You are warm. You whined and squirmed on his lap. He bit back a groan as you unintentionally awakened something you shouldn't. Jimin held your waist, stopping your movements before you could create more problems for him. Fine, you can sit here, but don't move. We don't want you getting in trouble, do we? He grinned ear to ear and made yourself comfortable on his lap. Jimin sighed in helplessness. He had no other choice except to drive with you on his lap. Holding the steering wheel with one hand and rubbing your back with the other, he drove towards his house at a rather slow speed. The whole ride you tortured him with kisses and bites on his neck, providing it was his weak spot. Jimin entered into the bedroom carrying your sleeping figure in his arms. He looked at your face and a smile instantly made its way to his lips. With red cheeks and nose, you looked adorable. He carefully tucked you in bed. He removed your heels and gently massaged your feet for a while. He knelt on the floor and stared at your face. A smile remained intact on his lips. He brought his hand to tuck some loose tresses behind your ears to get a better look at your face. Gorgeous, he whispered, trailing his gaze from your eyes to your nose and finally stopping at your lips. A sheer desire to claim those soft petals again rose within. He gave in to the temptation and leaned towards your lips. He left a soft smooch on your lips and pulled back. Pressing another peck on your forehead, he got up. However, as he took a step away, he felt a tug at his wrist. The next moment, he was under you, staring at you with wide eyes. "What are you doing?" he stuttered when you sat on his stomach with your hands pressed against his chest. "Finally forgetting that you are my boss," you whispered, inching dangerously close to his lips. "You are not in the right state of mind. You don't know what you are calling for yourself." Let out a breathy chuckle, your eyes darkening with the sheen of desires. "Maybe I want to get in trouble, especially when the trouble is as handsome as you." Jimin flipped the position within the blink of an eye. Now you were pinned under him, your hands pressed on either side of your head. "Little girl got a big mouth. I'm afraid I'll hurt you, butterfly," he taunted with a mocking smirk. You freed your hands from his grip and faked a yawn. "Gosh, so boring. I'll better sleep." Jimmy looked at you in disbelief as you turned your head and closed your eyes. "Boring? Are you calling me boring?" "Who else is here except you?" Jimmy scoffed. Holding your jaw, he tilted your head to look directly at your eyes. "Don't challenge me. I'd be forced to show how boring I am." Roll your eyes mockingly. You grabbed his tie. Twirling the fabric around your finger, you yanked him down to your face level. "Oh, please, quit talking and do something to favor your words. Words don't impress me." "You know what? Fuck it." He smashed his lips on yours. You instantly responded as you were waiting for him to do so. The moment heated up quicker than expected when your hands worked on unbuttoning his shirt. Soon your claws found home everywhere except your bodies. Remember, you asked for it. You two stayed tangled up under the sheets, like two lost pieces of puzzle, indulged in the cosmic dance of body, heart, and your very essence. Away from the chaos of the world, you found the peace and pleasure you yearned for. You loved the warmth you felt around yourself, too cozy and comfortable. To add more to your comfort, a feathery touch trailed along your bare arms up to your cheeks. A breathy, almost inaudible sigh escaped your lips when you felt someone massaging your scalps. With a smile etched across your face, you slowly opened your eyes. Your eyes met Jimin's, who was smiling at you. "Happy birthday, my love." Your smile widened and you nuzzled against his chest. "You remember?" "Of course I do. Why won't I remember my wife's birthday?" Raised your head looking up at him. "Because we were fighting." "You were fighting, my love. I never did." "Your fault. You lashed out at me the other day." Your lips puckered into a pout and you looked down, insinuating his behavior hurt you. "I know, and I already apologized for that." "I am sorry again, but what did you do?" "You left me and went to your parents' house. You even refused to come back home. That was not nice of you." You avoided meeting his eyes, knowing he was right. I was missing them." Jimmy sighed, wondering why he was not surprised. Indeed, it was difficult to decipher what goes in your head. "Oh my good lord, you could have said so, women. What was the need to stretch an argument into a week-long fight?" "But I am here now." You batted your eyelashes innocently and gave him a sweet smile, knowing he could resist anything but that. "Yeah, because I took the opportunity and brought you back." "Come on, forget it now. Don't act like you didn't try to get on my nerves by making me work twice on every single project." You squinted your eyes at him as he smiled mischievously. Oh, that was my way to talk to you, to see you, and to raise you up. I knew it. That was why you were making more efforts in dressing up, right? That was all to tempt me. Well, your plan worked. Every time I looked at you, I wanted to pin you on the desk and have my ways with you. Jimin laughed as you shamelessly confessed your not so innocent thoughts. He bent his head to your face level and bobbed his nose against yours. Thanks to Kylie, she took you to the club as I asked her to, and now you're here with me. Your eyes widened as realization hit you. Jimin, Kylie, where is she? Probably passed out on her bed or puking her guts out. Don't worry, I sent her home. You sighed in relief and placed your head on his chest. He smiled in contentment and pressed kisses on your head. I missed this. I missed you. Me too. Don't repeat it. We fight, we resolve, but we don't run away from the situation. Hmm. I'm sorry. That was childless of me. You looked at him. You both exchanged a smile. Sleep for some more time. I have a lot planned for your special day. A radiant smile bloomed on your lips. I'm so excited. He chuckled at your enthusiasm. Is it everything I like? Yes, everything you like. You instantly pulled him in a tight hug. He snickered at your reaction. He missed this. He missed his woman who was just an overexcited child in front of him. You know I love you so much, right? Yeah, because I'm giving you a surprise. That is also a reason. Me too, butterfly. I do love you so much.